What do you know? ISIS has a new name. Previous videos I've done, I've shown how the media and the military-industrial complex, intelligence complex, etc., is completely convoluting this ISIS thing when it really ties back to Al-Qaeda, al-Mujahideen, etc. So we got a new name. The name is Daesh. So let's listen to this. You know what?
The Pentagon has a brand new name for ISIS, and judging by the number of times Lieutenant General James Terry used that new name at a 30-minute news conference, well, the Pentagon is serious about this.
They're serious.
Is why we are here. Daesh. Daesh uses terror. Daesh. Daesh. We will strike Daesh. 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 Daesh is a Daesh. Daesh.
Okay, so you get the.
You get the point. She's kind of mocking, you know, because it's the left-wing kind of deal to mock the right-wing warmongers, and Pentagon is generally considered right-wing, yada yada. But funny how the guy couldn't even say it, you know, like he's started off with Daesh, and then it turned into
Daesh. Daesh uses terror. Daesh.
Dosh. Daesh. Dosh. It's so convoluted, it's ridiculous, okay? I mean, you got ISIS, IS, ISI, ISIL, Al-Qaeda, I'd include Taliban in there, the Mujahideen, am I missing anything? Israel's Secret Intelligence Service. Ha. So from where we left off.
Okay. So you get the point, right? Terry used the term Daesh 25 times
Douche.
in 30 minutes. In Arabic, the acronym sounds like a word that means crush underneath the foot. ISIS, which we will now call Daesh, hates the term. In fact, if ISIS leaders hear anyone using the term Daesh, they will cut out their tongues. General Terry said the Pentagon is making the shift because allied partners believe referring to the group as ISIS or ISIL legitimizes the self-declared caliphate.
Or it's because people realize that that's also the technical on-paper name of Israel's Secret Intelligence Service, aka the Mossad.
So let's discuss this with CNN military analyst Lieutenant General Mark Kirkland.
Who is certainly paid by the military-industrial complex, as is always the case when these guys show up on television, particularly cable news.
Welcome, General.
Good morning, Carol.
Good morning. So the French foreign minister takes it a step farther. He's decided to call ISIS Daesh cutthroats. Tell us why this is effective.
Well, Carol, I'm not an Arabic linguist, but Daesh stands for Al-Dawla, Al-Islamiyya, Al-Iraqi, Al-Sham, and it means the state of Islam in Iraq and the Levant.
The fuck did he just say?
Well, Carol, I'm not an Arabic linguist,
No shit.
but Daesh stands for Al-Dawla, Al-Islamiyya, Al-Iraqi, Al-Sham, and it means
The fuck?
Daesh stands for Al-Dawla, Al-Islamiyya, Al-Iraqi, Al-Sham, and it means the state of Islam in Iraq and the Levant.
State of Islam in the Iraq and the Levant. So what do we got? TS, probably omit the O, so TSIIL? Tasil? Still, I don't fucking know.
But it also sounds like a word in Arabic that means to crush underfoot. So it is a condemnation by most Arabs who are using this. And I talked to an Iraqi general, an old friend of...
Wait, that's a bad thing? Like, let's go under the premise that ISIS is not controlled by Western intelligence. That would be a pretty badass friggin' name, wouldn't it? I mean, I'd be like, yeah, we're going to crush people underfoot. Awesome. That'd be cool. But no, that's an insult. They got to cut people's tongues out for that. That makes no sense.
Mine a few days ago via email, and he said that's what he's calling it because the Arabs like it that way. This is not an Islamic state. They do not represent the Islamic people. So it's throwing it in the face of al-Baghdadi.
Oh, it's an Al-Qaeda splinter group, too. So ISIS or Daesh, fucking so convoluted. So it's It all comes from Al Qaeda, anyways. They're just trying to make it confusing and trying to cause all sorts of civil war over there. Good job, guys.
And I think John Kerry using it yesterday was a brilliant move on his part, and it's really in their face, saying, "Okay, you're going to cut off my tongue."
Wait, let's go back a sec.
It's really in their face.
Ah,
saying,
shit.
"Okay, it was a brilliant move."
Goal is to create an Islamic State across Sunni areas of Iraq and Syria. Well, let's listen to what he says again.
Al-Baghdadi. And I think General Kerry using it that way. This is not an Islamic State. They do not represent the Islamic people. So it's throwing it in the face of al-Baghdadi. And
Okay, this is not an Islamic State. It's thrown in the face of al-Baghdadi, but yet the goal is to create an Islamic State. They're just feeding you bullshit, trying to confuse the shit out of you.
I think John Kerry using it yesterday was a brilliant move on his part, and it's really in their face, saying, "Okay, you're going to cut off my tongue?
Try it." Coalition forces have conducted 1,300 plus airstrikes against ISIS to date. Yeah, bullshit. It's all about taking down Bashar al-Assad in Syria.
Try it. Come after me.
Always has been.
I was just thinking about ISIS and what it really is. It seems to me it's more like a criminal enterprise. You know?
Yeah, it is a criminal enterprise. It's the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. They're not real Jews. Sorry.
They kidnap people
Most of the real Jews are dead.
to raise money. They
If not all.
drugs. They're thieves. They steal. So why not just call it something like a cartel? Or
Hey, it's just like the United States military in Afghanistan with all the opium there that they allowed to be grown after the invasion in 2001, 2002.
a mafia or a gang.
Which, by the way, even Geraldo Rivera went to one of the opium fields that the military was guarding. Yeah, they whitewashed it, but yeah, we don't want the Taliban to get bullshit.
Well, when you've lived and worked and fought in Iraq as long as many of us have, you'll come to understand that there are a lot of these kind of criminal gangs there. In fact, the naming of these gangs go back and forth. It's almost like the Crips and the Bloods, Carol. They are terrorist outfits, and they will lean one way or another depending on who they think has the upper hand. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say to that bull crap. Oh.
DI-EESH has had that for the last several months, but I think they've come to a culminating point. They've suffered some defeats. They've begun to go on the strategic defensive, and I think the combination of Kurdish and Iraqi forces growing again, the betterment of the Iraqi government, and the assistance given by the coalition forces is going to defeat them in Iraq just like Al Qaeda was defeated in Iraq.
I always love the footage because they never show what they're shooting at, ever. They're always hiding, you know, at the edge of a wall and like pointing their gun around, peeking around the corner, and never show what they're shooting at.
Well, that is good to hear. Going back to your original point, DI-EESH, you know,
Wait, what was that? What was he shooting at there? Let's look
your
again.
original point, DI-EESH.
I don't see anything down there except for this little building here. I don't know, maybe that's a person, but seems like they're hiding from whatever's down here, which I don't see shit. What do you know?
You know, ISIS is threatening to cut out the tongues of anyone who says that. It's dangerous for Americans in that part of the world. Just calling
Oh, they switched to slow motion to make it more dramatic.
ISIS DI-EESH make it more dangerous for Americans besides our military men and women, I mean.
He used a grenade and blew it up in there. They're pulling the same shit as the fucking ISIS videos that fucking Site Intelligence Group is releasing. For Christ's sake.
No, I don't think so. I think it's actually ascribing to them
Slow motion explosion. Ooh.
on what they deserve. It is an organization that should be put underfoot, and obviously too in the culture of the Arabs, putting something under your feet is an extreme. Well, let's just say it's not a compliment.
It's not a compliment, but yet it is to the one doing it, you know, if they want to be a dominant group, right? If we're talking warfare type stuff, huh?
So when you put something under someone's foot, it's kind of the worst kind of insult. So I think this gives them the credit they deserve. They are not deserving representing the good Islamic people, the good Arab people, which are 95% of the people in this part of the world. They have
Didn't you just say that ISIS threatened to cut out the tongues of people who called it Daesh? Full of contradictions. What do you know?
taken on the criminal activities, as you said before, of a gang, and that's not something that most Arabs want to be associated with.
In conclusion, I just want to say these fucking people are idiots. They're fake bullshit news. The phony fake show, to quote Terrible Tim in his awesome song. Yeah, full of shit. All I want to do is scare you, and I think I've said it before. I think it's going to lead to a Republican presidency in 2016, and shortly thereafter we'll have another big terrorist attack, and it'll be blamed on, well, Daesh, I guess, now. Thanks for listening.